Hello, today I will be doing my Blu-ray collection update, just one more video. So I will start with this shelf right here. So the first movie on the shelf is Murder on the Orient Express. It's a remake, it's a latest version of the Agatha Christie novel. It stars Kenneth Branagh, Penelope Cruz, Willem Dafoe, Judi Dench, Johnny Depp, and Michelle Pfeiffer, and many others. So I like the original version better. This one is very scenic, visuals are amazing, but I don't know, it's kind of weird to see all my favorite actors age. Like, not everyone aged well, and some people are barely recognizable. The story is good, the story is similar, but something is missing from this film. Although I still might watch it again just to see Johnny Depp as a villain. And Kenneth Branagh is actually an amazing Hercule Poirot. So the next film is Jean-Claude Van Damme in The Kickboxer. As you can see, it's sort of a random shelf. It mostly has action and thrillers, and maybe a few dramas here. So Kickboxer, one of the films that made Van Damme the star. It's, nothing else to add. The next one is Death Warrant. It's a good action flick with Van Damme. The next one is Cyborg. I actually like it. It's a good low-budget sci-fi flick that put Canon Pictures on the map, and it's made Van Damme a star also. It was very popular at one point in the 80s. The next one is Double Impact. I remember seeing this in theaters. It was just a thrill ride. It's like Hong Kong movies before Hong Kong movies like John Woo movies became popular. I loved it. It was just, I just enjoyed it so much. It's story of the twins separated by birth, just finding each other and fighting an assortment of bad guys. Great movie. Next one is Maximum Risk. Van Damme and Natasha Henstridge from Species fighting Russian mobsters. It's not a bad flick, set in New York. It's one of the, it's a sort of a genre picture, but entertaining. I like it. The next one is The Replicant. I have to be honest, I've never watched it. It's just there on my shelf. I bought it. As you can see, I never opened it, but it's, someday maybe. Next one is a film I haven't seen in a long time. Then I suddenly rewatched it last year. Still fun, still exciting. Karate Kid with Pat Morita and Ralph Macchio, of course. Still a fun film. I like it better than the remake with Jaden Smith. The next one is Wesley Snipes in Drop Zone. It's a good sort of heist movie with people jumping out of airplanes. It's not bad. It has some charm. The next one is Rising Sun. It's an excellent film. It's very 90s. People were afraid of Japan taking over the world, so it's like corrupt Japanese businessman and like a murder, and two cops, Wesley Snipes and Sean Connery, trying to investigate. Okay, the next one, my Harrison Ford collection. So Air Force One. Harrison Ford playing the US president. Actually, I just heard that at one point Kevin Costner was offered this role. So it's an excellent, thrilling ride. And the next one is, it's Tom Clancy novelizations. It's a Patriot Games. It's a very, sort of 90s film. It's excellent. Harrison Ford fighting some terrorists. And let's see. It's difficult to get things on the shelf and off the shelf. So the next one is Changing Lanes. I don't think they're in order, so that's not a Harrison Ford film, but it's a sort of road rage film with Ben Affleck and Samuel Jackson. Not bad. I saw it once. I don't know why I have it in my collection, but I do for some reason. So Firewall, one of the sort of later Harrison Ford movies. It's okay. It's just okay. Computer related, thriller. So the next one is Chuck Norris in Missing in Action. No comments. It's if you like Rambo, you will love this film. So the next one is Chuck Norris in Missing in Action 2. So the next one is Reindeer Games. It's a good thriller with Ben Affleck and Gary Sinise and Charlize Theron. It's actually like a gang and a guy again drawn back into the life of crime. It's interesting. Next one is an excellent film. You can see it's not in English. It is actually has English track. It's an import. It's at one point it was not available in the US. It's a Bronx Tale with Robert De Niro and Chas Palminteri. Excellent film. It's a mob movie. If you like Sopranos, a lot of the similar actors are in that movie, and it was directed by Robert De Niro. Next one is Only God Forgives. It's I'll be honest, I like Ryan Gosling. I love Drive, but I couldn't finish this film. It's still on the shelf. I might give it a try one day, but I don't know. Next one is Keanu Reeves and Morgan Freeman in Chain Reaction. It's like a very, it's a routine sort of a formula film. I still have some Keanu Reeves movies. Just to have them in my collection. Next one is Machete. It's an exploitation sort of grindhouse type movie directed by Robert Rodriguez. It has a lot of stars like Steven Seagal came back for this to the to the big screen, and Michelle Rodriguez, Jessica Alba, Robert De Niro as a bad guy. It's a fun film. Next one is Denis, how do I say his last name? Villeneuve. It's Prisoners. It's really a shocking film. It's about two men kidnapping a suspected child molester. It's a wild film. It's very dark, very depressing, but you cannot stop watching it. It has Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal. I don't know if you can rewatch this type of a movie, but to see it once is really an experience. Next one is a Spike Jonze film, Her. I loved this film. It's sort of near future, kind of looks like that's the direction we're going. So the man just living mostly inside his house. Sometimes he roams around on like a subway, and he's got like a computer, he's basically creating postcards, digital postcards, and he has nobody to talk to, so his AI he falls in love with his AI, voiced by Scarlett Johansson. It's a great film with lots of revelations and surprises. So the next one is For the Love of the Game. Excellent film, Kevin Costner and late Kelly Preston. It's directed by Sam Raimi. It's very unusual for Sam Raimi to direct a film that's not a horror film. It's a classic sort of type of a story about the baseball player suddenly who's sort of too old to play, but he suddenly starts playing a perfect game. So the next one is a fun film I just recently rewatched. This film and the sequel, it's Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law. There were a lot of Sherlock Holmeses in different versions of the film, and it's a famous book, so many people made the film. I think Guy Ritchie's Sherlock Holmes is one of the most fun ones and the most modern for sure, but I like the second one even better. I have this nice sort of book, digibook or whatever it's called. It's Sherlock Holmes in the Game of Shadows, and they bring Professor Moriarty in for this film. He's played by Jared Harris, who is an amazing Moriarty, the most sinister and fun Moriarty I've ever seen. And the next one is, Sicario. It's a drug trafficking film with Emily Blunt, Benicio del Toro, an excellent film. Actually, it's also from the director of The Prisoners. So I'll put it back there next to The Prisoners. And the next film is Talented Mr. Ripley, an amazing thriller based on a famous novel. It's about the guy who just wants to belong and he will do anything, even kill, to get there. It stars Jude Law, Matt Damon, and Gwyneth Paltrow. And the last one, I'll go very quickly. The last one I'll talk about today. Today is Home of Our Own. It's a small film starring Kathy Bates about the family of people who have no money and the house. They just want to build. This woman wants to build a house for her family, so they travel to some you know, far out place and just build the house together. It's very heartwarming. I love this film. Thanks for watching, and I'll come back with more videos for you. And check out my channel. Please subscribe. I have huge amount of videos on my channel, and I'm updating every day, so you'll see more videos. Please sign up, and please give a like to this video if you liked it.